filmmakers generally, and from my perspective as an actor, you feel powerless a lot of the
Mhm.
time. You feel like you have to wait for someone to choose you, or you
Mm.
you don't have funding, or you don't have something written for you to direct. There's so many things that get in the way of you being able to do the actual thing that you love. And I was just tired of it. I'm not someone who's just going to sit here and wait till someone discovers me. I don't like that. And so last January, I was feeling particularly powerless because the wildfires were raging here in LA. Trump had just been reinaugurated, and I had been in LA for almost 3 years at that point. And I was like, I need some more agency in my life and in my
Mhm.
career. So I was like, it's time to make something. I'm tired of doing other people's work. It's time to make something.
We are the
Get Reelisms podcast.
I am Adam Chase Rani.
And I am Christine Chen. And surprise, we're both filmmakers.
We get into it by sharing secrets, advice, and gossip in filmmaking.
And we even get our other filmmaking friends to share theirs too.
So please, everybody, join us for an
Ode
to
to filmmaking.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back for another episode of the Get Reelisms podcast, episode 185. We're almost at
Dang.
200, Christine. My name is Adam Chase Rani.
And I am Christine Chen. And today we have a special guest. We're going to have her introduce our special guest, Laura. Introduce yourself. Who are you? What do you do?
Hi, my name is Laura Ricci. Not related to Christina Ricci, but I do get asked that a lot.
I was going to ask that.
I
that.
know. Someone needs to write me a script where I play like her younger sister or cousin or something. Get me on film with her. I am an actor originally from Minnesota, and now I live in Los Angeles. And I also write and produce.
Woohoo. Yes,
Woohoo.
yes.
And
Yay.
you have arguably the best audio setup, far beyond superior than me and Christine's, which is
Yeah.
really saying something, because me and Christine, we have been painstakingly, like, our audio journey from the beginning of this podcast was like an internal speaker on the MacBook.
Yeah.
So it was
Yes.
bad audio for a long time. And we pride ourselves on our audio, but then I see your audio, Laura, and I'm like, Christine, we could do better.
Well, listen, this is part of my job because I have several friends who are authors, and one of them asked if I would do her audiobook. And I was like, hell yeah. So then I went down a rabbit hole learning about audio stuff, and then got my little booth built, upgraded all my stuff, and here we are.
And for an
Very
audiobook too, yeah, that's a supreme setup. You have to.
If it's bad audio quality, you're not going to listen to it for 8 hours.
No,
So
I mean,
it
that
has
goes
to
for
be-
podcasts too. That's why we had to upgrade our audio. We didn't have a choice.
You need high value if you have low value audio.
Yeah, what did we do for like audio, Chris? Oh, I used a
we
Bluetooth
just-
speaker one time.
Yeah,
I used
just
a
talked
Bluetooth
into my
speaker.
laptop.
Yeah, I used a Bluetooth speaker one time, and it sounded like I was in a fishbowl. Like it was horrible. It was unlistenable. Yeah, I'm glad that we upgraded our audio, but yeah, it's definitely been a journey.
It's been a journey, but we are here. Yes.
You can't know everything at once. So sometimes it does take almost 200 podcast episodes to
Mm.
figure out a piece of it.
Yes.
Yes. And that is really the theme of everything, film, art, and whatnot. So it's a good segue as to how did you end up where you are right now, which is producing and
Mhm.
making was this technically your first short film that you produced?
No, I had produced another one, but it was very it was back when I was in Minneapolis, paid for it out of pocket. So I guess this is the first real film that I have
We all
produced.
have one of those.
Filmmakers generally, and from my perspective as an actor, you feel powerless a lot of the
Mhm.
time. You feel like you have to wait for someone to choose you. You don't have funding, or you don't have something written for you to direct. There's so many things that get in the way of you being able to do the actual thing that you love. And I was just tired of it. I'm not someone who's just going to sit here and wait till someone discovers me like that. And so last January, I was feeling particularly powerless because the wildfires were raging here in LA. Trump had just been reinaugurated, and I had been in LA for almost 3 years at that point. And I was like, I need some more agency in my life and in my
Mhm.
career. So I was like, it's time to make something. I'm tired of doing other people's work. It's time to make something. And I was doing theater as a kid. I
Mm.
had done sketch comedy, improv, I've done Shakespeare, Jane Austen, new works, and everything in between. So I've been involved in not necessarily always film, but like theater projects for sure, that where you start with absolutely nothing and then you create something. And so for me, it's just like the life cycle where you're like in a period of time where you're like, okay, I'm ready to make something. And then you go through that and then you have to have a recovery period. And so I was like, it's time. I'm ready. I
Yeah.
feel like I know enough people here now where I can do that. And the story had been percolating in the back of my mind for a few months. And I wrote it all out in a week. And then I was like, okay, now I'm scared.
So
Now I
that's
have to
the
actually do
story.
something.
And the story, everybody, for context, is called Starflare. Was it always called Starflare, or did you
Yeah.
like have other names and stuff?
I didn't name it for a while. And then
Okay.
I was like, I think I want it to be named after the dragon egg because the story is a
Oh,
fantasy romance.
Want to give a log line really quick for
Yeah,
everybody who doesn't know
sure.
the context?
In a world where magic is fading and disease spreads, a headstrong advisor's daughter smuggles a dragon egg, unaware of the secrets surrounding it.
dude, that actually sounds
It's
rad.
fun.
Yeah.
I grew up reading fairy tales, fantasies. That was like my little escape from the world, and it still is. And that book genre is popping off.
Yeah.
It is
Fantasy,
going
of course.
crazy.
Yeah.
And we all know that Hollywood loves some IP and some book adaptations. So I was like,
True.
I love these worlds. I would love to act in them. So let's get some footage of me in it. And also, I knew that if I was going to spend all this time and energy and money on a project, I really wanted to love the story. I
Yeah.
could have just picked something contained that I could have shot in my apartment for way less money, but I didn't want to do that. So I was like, let's start big.
Yeah.
If I fail early, if I can't get the money or I can't figure this out, we can scale back. But I was like,
Yeah.
let's start with the big thing that I really want to do, and then we can always pull back in.
Taylor.
So,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It doesn't
Yeah.
seem too dissimilar to your journey, Christine, with writing and whittling down big ideas to what do we
Something
have?
else.
Yeah.
I know what we have. I know, but Lori went shot for the stars. She went big. I tend to do more the other way, but I like that you started big then leveled down. I tend to go with what do I have and then work, and then my ideas
Right.
get bigger and bigger, and I go, oh crap, it got bigger from what it ended up being. But I think we can make it work. But you went big and then whittled it down. So yeah.
Yeah, I definitely put a strong container on the store
Mhm.
because I was like, okay, if it's fantasy, I know costumes are going to be more expensive. We're going to have to
Yes.
shoot outside. And I was like, we're not going to get like a castle location. So
We
the
won't
entire
buy
thing
it.
has to,
We can't get a dragon.
no, we can't get a real dragon. So I was
Can't
like,
Why
just rent
not?
one.
this whole story has to take place like in the woods because that is
Yeah.
the only believable thing I would
Right.
have access to for not tons of money. I knew that I had to keep it as small of a cast as possible. It all needed to take place in one day, so we weren't having costume changes, we weren't having hair like I did have those
Smart.
containers when I
Yes.
was writing it.
Right. So I think that's something that constantly we're always harping about in a lot of our podcasts is having containers is important
Yeah.
because you do want to make your project. I literally just had this conversation with another creator who pitched something to me and it has an alien in there.
Are you sure? It's a lot of money.
Yeah, what's the goal? Is it I understand the shock value of having alien, but do you really want to spend $30,000 just to have an alien in it? But yeah, so that's the whole thing is the doability of something. You have to really think about these containers because that is what keeps you from being able to make it. So
Yeah.
it's extremely smart that you think about those factors. So I think you mentioned location,
Mhm.
you mentioned how many days you would be able to do it, costume changes, that was great. And yeah, the what you
Yes.
have access to and
Yeah.
number of people and all of that came into place. And even despite that, we still had to even whittle down more
Make it
stuff.
smaller. Yeah.
Yeah, make it smaller
Mhm.
based off of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was great.
It's a lot
It's fun. It's not every day that you're like, we get to play dragons, guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the best.
And that's like an art department dream for me too. And I still have yet to do anything fantasy.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
It was so fun. I was like, oh, we're gonna get to play Game of Thrones. Yeah. It
That's
was
so
the
cool.
coolest thing ever. Game of
Yeah.
Thrones, guys. Yeah. So
I was honestly, I was like, "Oh, no. I am the only girl in the world who just wants to do romantasy." But seeing everyone else be as excited about it and being
yeah.
I was like, "Oh my gosh." Then everyone
Nah.
else was like, "I'm so excited to work on this. I get to do
Yeah,
something different. I get to put my own creative spin on it. We're world
exactly.
building." I was like, "Oh, thank God."
Because
Okay,
other
I'm not the
people
only
want to
nerd
do
here.
nerdy shit too. Yeah.
No, it was fun. I think that's honestly the most fun part. I one of what what was so rewarding about Starflare is besides obviously the story and the project itself, what Laura managed to do is create an environment where everybody felt safe to bring everything that they wanted to bring to the story. And I think that's the most fun is like being able to create and share your nerdiness into the project and having fun with it. And I think in this business at a certain level it is really stressful because time and money and everything. And we forget to let our inner child come out and just have fun with it. We get the other stuff gets in the way a lot of the times.
Oh
Or
yeah.
we're yeah, I think we worry about, oh, is this going to get the awards? Is this going to we're wasting money, we're wasting time, and we just forget to just have
Think
fun.
festivals.
Yeah, and we just forget to have fun. And I think everybody just had fun. That was
That's
but that was
awesome, dude.
because, like, you guys put in the time and the effort and the details to make sure people had a good time. So, like, the
Yeah.
whole team felt that.
I feel like what you were saying earlier about what are your goals, I think that stuck out to me a lot. And I think maybe because this was the first film with this amount of money that I was producing, my goals were small for this because I've been in films that have done the festival circuit, but none that I was in charge of. And
Mm.
so I don't really have any concept of what that's gonna be like when I'm on the festival. Like, to me, that's far down the line that I was like, For this project, my goals are to join the union," which I did, to increase my
Woo!
Nice.
increase my network in Los Angeles, and to me, the most important part of that piece was, like, I want people to know what they're getting into when they work with me. This is an industry that's built on relationships,
Yes.
and I would argue that is true for any industry, but
Yeah.
especially this one because the days are long, they are hard, and I knew I was asking a lot of people. We had to travel out of town, you weren't sleeping in your own bed, like, I wanted people to be taken care of and to be able to show up and do their best work because I I wanted people to have fun. Like, it was more I've been on so many bad sets, as I'm sure you both have, that I was like, "If I'm in charge, it better be a good time." And so for
Yeah.
me, like, obviously, I wanted the film to be good, and it is, but I was like, "I'd rather people have a good time," because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, this is just a short film.
Yeah,
People
you're
will
not
just
moving
people
mountains. Yeah.
No.
people will always remember the experience. And we will always remember having a whip show while we were sitting in a hot tub. The best. Oh yeah.
Amazing.
Excuse me?
Our stunts coordinator, who was awesome, at the end had a bullwhip in his trunk and gave
Yeah.
everybody a bullwhip lesson. Laura, please tell us about
Oh.
this.
Okay, so Casey Lloyd is awesome. Shout out to Casey. He and I met 2 years ago because I wanted to take stunt fighting classes because, again, romantasy nerd, and I
Mm.
was, "Yeah, I wanna learn how to fight." And Casey was one of my teachers there, and so I wrote in his part specifically thinking about him. And he and Daniela are amazing. We're chatting about The Legend of Zorro after we had wrapped because she had watched it a couple weeks
It's a
early.
great
It's
Casey was
good.
movie.
like
They're underrated.
and Casey was like, "Oh, I have a whip." And so then he went and
Let's
got in his
go.
big bag of tricks, all his weapons. He went and got it out and was showing her how to break the sound barrier, how to do it. And then everyone was like, "Wait, I want to do that."
Yeah,
So
that sounds sick. I want to try
that's
it.
amazing. It was
That's
the best.
awesome.
Yeah. And then at some point, Carol was like tossing cans and he was like whipping them out of the air.
Oh,
It
I
was
would do it with
very
bottles
badass.
too and
Yeah.
cans. Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, yeah, it's really funny. And it's cut to there's like a rap party and we're in a bunch of people are in the hot tub watching, and it's like what is it, dinner party dinner
Yeah.
show, basically.
Yes, and I was the happiest because I was like, "We're done filming." Everybody's just, like, laughing and clapping, and I was like, "Okay, I did my job as a producer." Yeah, it was a good feeling. Let him whip.
Let him whip. Nay, nay.
I feel like any shoot for that matter is like the more fun it is, I feel like the more passion and more, I don't know, creativity is exhausted from it. It's like you give this creative room and this, freedom. Yeah, but freedom is within the constraints of the script and the stuff. But yeah, freedom for the most part, and give you guys like all this space to have fun too. That's, I don't know, like that. I was talking to my sister about this not too long ago, and I was like, this is the whole reason why I'm in the industry, is because I like making pretend. I like making stories. I like having fun with my friends, and every shoot feels like summer camp out here having a good time. And the last, I would say, year, I think I've only had maybe out of the dozens of PA stuff that I did, I think I've only had 2 or 3 sets that were fun. And I feel like I've gotten away from having those fun sets. So I'm like, really want to get back into the loop of do some creative stuff, do some like fun little things, and get together with friends and make it happen.
You have to. It's a reminder as to why we keep doing this to ourselves.
Yeah.
This is why we do this to ourselves. We're suffering for the art.
For the art.
The art, which is just like playing dress up.
Yeah, we're just, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We're playing pretend, but that's the best.
It is.
It is. And I think the fun keeps you grounded
Yeah.
in what's important to you and who you want to be when shit goes wrong.
Yes.
So if you're
it
like, okay,
will.
my goal is fun, my goal is relationships, then you can be like, okay, I'm going to handle this situation in a different way than I would if I'm already thinking about too many steps ahead or budget or whatever. I just think it's just better all around.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's just the freedom of like just watching everybody bring their talent is just, it's the fun part. You're just mesmerized by, wow, all these people are, everybody's so cool. Like, how did they come up with this? How did Destiny come up with all of this? Just watching people bring in their skill set and mixing it in and making something become 10 times better than what you had envisioned is like the most fun part. Yeah. I recently watched, they just released, I guess, the behind the scenes rap thing of Hamnet, where they're all dancing
cool.
to Rihanna's, and it's the last scene. I guess they had shot the last scene and they're all coming off of the stage from the Shakespeare Globe or whatever. And they're all the extras, the talent, they're all dancing. It just reminded me of our rap. Like, that's how it should be, where like everybody is just like having a blast on the last day. And that's like how, I don't know, that's how I envision a good set. You know, that you worked really hard, you worked to the end, the light is going away, you did everything you could, and you squeezed in the last shot and you can't believe you did it. And then that's it. You gave it everything.
And it really is that collaboration, I think, is like where the magic happens. Because as much as I love control and being in charge, I know that if I let other people do their thing, it's going to be that 10 times better because you can't do everything. And it's so fun to watch how other people's brains work and what they're able to do. Like, I don't understand lighting. My brain does not work that way.
Yeah.
But watching someone who's really good at it is magic. It is literally the closest thing we have to magic besides like a magic show. But like that to me is, that's where I get creatively fueled, is watching other people with skill sets that I don't have doing their best work.
Oh yeah. I also love especially when Christine gets very nerdy with her camera stuff and she loses me halfway through. I'm like, ugh. All right. I tried keeping up. I tried. But then she'll be like, you know what I'm talking about? And I'm like, yeah, Christine, I don't know exactly what you're talking about.
So there's a scene where we had to essentially pretend that a piece of this big ass tree trunk was physically somewhere else in the space than where it was in reality.
Got it.
So it's a big huge mind fuck. A big mind fuck for me. But to be like, hey, I know in real life it's here, but it's not.
Right.
It's
but
like really messed
there.
up. Yeah, it's here, but it really isn't. It's like really hard to describe to people.
Yeah. Well,
That's-
and watching you and Daniela talking about that, I was like, this is why I hired Christine. Because I also would have been like, I understand
it's
that
like a
you've got
math equation.
it is. And then it's like, okay, when we cut back to Casey on the ground, it was like, what direction does his body need to be in for this to make sense?
Yeah.
I'm like, here's the piece of wood. Here's his body.
Right.
He walks this way.
It's like a reverse crime scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, we thought the camera was here and she ran this way. Okay, I think I got it.
Yeah.
But the sun would be like here.
The sun.
And I was
Sun
like,
was
I don't
always
care about the
messing with us.
sun.
I love
I was like, I don't know where the sun is.
I love that.
And the audience won't either.
No, but yeah, you get like you have to lock in on that little tiny specific. It reminds me of that meme I saw last night of this like is like a giant page, it's like a giant document page of this whole equation, and right at the bottom it's super easy, just solve for y. Solve for y, and it's like all these letters and codes. Just solve for y. It's what do we do?
Solve for why?
So that's why I always love to see like when because we've been on shoots too, Christine, where we had to like not that crazy figure out like directional shit where you had to do, but we've definitely like be like, oh, where are we looking over there? Oh, we got to go over here. Where are we looking over here? There's so many ways to go about these things, but it's always important too that like it's very easy to lose your cool too.
Oh yeah.
Especially
when you
in
don't
those
have
stressful situations.
I know.
Yeah.
No, we definitely, Daniela and I definitely were like, she's like, this won't cut. I'm like, yeah, no, it won't. Yes, it will. No, we definitely had a few of those moments.
And that's the thing with Christine. It's like she won't say it if she's not confident about it either. If she ain't confident, she'll be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
If she is confident, you trust her. Yeah.
I know it cuts. And then later, I'll come back and be like, it fucking cuts. I knew it.
I told you.
Yeah, and everybody's just like busy eating and be like, we don't care.
We don't care, Christine.
We're eating lunch right now. We're already past that. I was like, I just wanted everybody to know.
I was right.
Which is so funny because it's like it probably would have cut together fine either way.
But with Christine, when there's a will, there's a Christine way.
Let's cut it.
Which, like, when you're the director, it's your vision. You're watching your mind movie, and you're like, no, it's supposed to go like this. So I get it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's real cut.
So funny.
It's this whole what for you in this entire process was the biggest challenge or like your biggest learning experience? Something maybe that you would do differently next time? That's a different question. So maybe start off with one.
Oh boy. Crowdfunding sucked.
Sucks balls.
Oh
Don't
yeah,
do that.
Christine.
I
How
Yeah.
many episodes, Christine? Have
Oh my
that's
God.
raising
Nobody
money.
likes it.
Yeah,
No.
Nobody likes it.
because you have to
If
shill.
money,
Yeah.
raising money sucks.
Yeah.
It just sucks. Period.
Yeah. And I know people who like work at nonprofits in that department.
Oh.
And I'm like, why would you do
Why?
that to
Yeah.
yourself?
That's torture.
Yeah, crowdfunding was really hard, and I was not prepared for how hard it was going to be just mentally. And I feel like I got really lucky. I think the story I had been telling myself was that like my family thinks I'm crazy for doing this. And they like did not come to play. They were all very supportive.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, and it was like people that I was like, they'll give me like $50, ended up giving me way more.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, but also because then I had people being like, maybe you just have a knack for crowdfunding. And I was like, no, this is not a well that I can tap into every year. This was like my family being like, go girl, create
Yeah.
a dream.
Crazy.
Yeah,
It's like-
crazy.
And I don't know if that's a compliment either. I don't know about that.
I took it as a compliment.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I was like, you know what? From the outside, yeah, I see how you did there. But yeah, I mean, it was very nice at the end of it to be like, okay, I think I need to rewrite the story I've been telling myself about how supported I am and like what people think about this, especially because I was so just like about
Yeah.
the genre because again, I love it, but other people like don't get it. And Yeah, every single day I was, like, crying, whether it was, like, happy tears because someone, like, gave me a lot of money. I had a stranger pledge $1,000, like, an
Oh my
absolute she
God.
just happened to be on Seed and Spark looking at projects and, like, pledged I'm
Yeah.
crying about having to, like, post on social media every day and having to beg people for
Yeah.
money. And then all of the crowdfunding classes I took were like, you have to post 7 to 9 things that are not give me money, and then you can post another pledge to our campaign. And that almost killed me.
Yeah.
And I also think it was too much because then all my reels were getting pushed out to people who didn't care. They were getting pushed out to strangers who didn't even know I was crowdfunding. I had a reel about dragons in film go viral. Like it is like the most viral reel I've ever made. I'm still getting notifications about the reel. People are still posting it in their stories. Not a single dollar came from that. Not a
God.
one. And so that was really hard. I never want to crowdfund again if I can help it.
Yeah.
People should just give us money.
There should be a
just give me the
law
money.
where if
Yeah.
you want movies to be made, give us all your money.
Give us the money. Just
I know.
cut me a
it's
check.
so freaking
You like movies? Open your wallets, please.
Yeah, I'm like, I will work in product placement, like a brand can sponsor.
Yeah.
I will do whatever I have to do not to have to reach out to people I haven't talked to in 10 plus years and ask them for $10. Please, anything but that. So that was really hard. I don't know that I would do anything differently about crowdfunding just because I don't know.
Yeah. What can you
It's
do? Really?
I think when I talk to other people about it, people who had like really successful crowdfunding campaigns, I'm talking like $200,000.
Yeah.
Their stories were always connected to a very specific mission. And so they were able to reach out to nonprofits who then could screen their film and use it in advertising. I'm talking about certain kinds of diseases or
Okay.
like those kinds of things where
Yeah.
it's okay, there's a very clear connection to how this would be mutually beneficial. And I was like, for romantasy,
Yeah.
there's not a lot of
Right.
nonprofit for girls who read. So like you're kind of just on your own. I don't know that there's a lot I would do differently. Maybe I need more time for that because all the things that I'm like, I wish that were different is like stuff that is probably true on every film shoot. You're always gonna have shots you wish you would have gotten and didn't have time for. Like
sure.
it's
That's
just
always going to happen.
it's like
Right.
stuff like that where you're like, that was always gonna be out of my control.
Yes.
I think there's like a bunch of little things that I'm like, oh, I wish that I would have maybe had some foresight there. But I think as someone who tends to be very perfectionistic and a bit of a control freak, I was trying very hard to not do that. And I still am, where I'm like, okay, I have to be okay with that. And I knew it wasn't going to be perfect.
Let go a
Done
little.
is better than
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah. And so I
course.
think for me, I'm like, I don't have any like really strong, I wish I would have done that differently for this because I was trying very hard throughout the whole process to be like, it's okay to just move on from things.
Yeah. So where are you right now in the process of the whole project?
You do know?
It's for me in the audience, baby.
So Christine is editing. So I just sent notes.
Oh, you are editing, Christine? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
I know.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
why you
like-
want to talk about it. I'm kidding.
Oh, surprise, guys. I directed the film. Yeah. Forgot to say that.
Yes. I think I did say earlier that I had hired you to direct it. So hopefully that was clear earlier.
That
But yeah.
was.
So
Oh yeah,
for-
I guess we didn't really say how that happened. That was
Yeah.
Laura and I didn't know each other at all.
Mhm.
It was through TikTok.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Random.
Wow.
My friend Jordan is an actress, and she sent me a link and was like, "This girl is looking for a director." And I looked and I was like, "Me, yeah." Yeah, and I was like, I don't know who this person is, but dragons sound cool.
You're
And
like
I
Frodo taking the ring to Mordor.
Yeah,
I'll take
and
it. I'll take the ring.
And I went and messaged you on TikTok. I don't use TikTok at all, so I was like, I don't even know. If I
Yeah,
can
that's
turn on
shocking.
TikTok or not on TikTok. So I was like, how do I even sign on? I had TikTok a long time ago, so I was like trying to like reinstall TikTok, get on TikTok, and then was like, okay, I think I got on TikTok. Let me like, can I message this person on TikTok? So I figured out how to message you on TikTok, but then found you on Instagram and messaged you on Instagram too, and then was like, just
how do I get in touch with this person?
But yeah, again, Los Angeles is such a big place and you don't know who's out there. And again, one of my goals was increase my network. And so I was like, you know what? I might as well meet some other female directors and get to know some people and just see what's out there. And so I put out a call and the algorithm did its thing. And I would highly recommend that. If someone needs a specific type of person or they just want to get a sense of what their options might be, TikTok is like surprisingly great. If you have the right keywords, if you're putting the call out, like people will find you. People will help you, which was
Yeah.
awesome. I had watched and maybe interacted with some of Jordan's videos. I think I followed her. I don't remember if she was following me at that point or not, but yeah, it was like it's so cool when other people are just like, "Oh yeah, like I know the perfect person for this." And so I read your email, I watched Urzuli, and I was like, "Yeah, I need to meet this woman." So we went and had coffee. And it was so nice. Like things felt so easy. And listening to you talk about the challenges that you'd had on Urzuli, I was like, yes, this bitch is scrappy. She knows what an indie film set is like. And she's willing to do this little short film. So she must feel like passionate enough about the story or the genre or whatever it is. And so I was like, I know that I can feel confident, like passing this off to Christine and being able to just focus on my acting because I wrote it to act in it. And that was the goal. So I was like, I don't need to wear every hat. I can let someone else take the reins here. And I'm so glad I did that.
Well, especially too, how you talked about you like things in control. Like, so it probably wasn't like you probably had to go through different stages of that decision before you're like, you know what, maybe I shouldn't direct it. Maybe I should just give this to someone and then I can just focus on my shit and just do that to the 10th degree while the other person is locking in on that, like Christine.
Yeah.
So did that decision like come quickly, or was it just like at the last second you're like, oh, Christine?
Oh, no.
Okay.
I knew for this project I did not want to direct.
Got
Because my
it.
previous like theater experiences where I was directing and acting in it, the short that I did in Minneapolis with friends and family, I was directing it and in it, and I just felt like my acting came last. It was like thinking about all these other things I'm doing, and then I'm not fully present and in my body and in this character and thinking the thoughts they're supposed to have. And I did not want the acting to suffer. So I already knew from previous experiences that I was like, I don't want to do it. I don't need to take this on.
Yeah.
It's too much.
That's and that's probably it saves your sanity too. You know, in the long run.
I think I would have melted.
For sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was very short.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Thank you.
Great
And
job.
we had a stunt, like a fight scene in there too, which
Yeah.
took, like, 5
Amazing.
hours shooting.
Wow.
I had such a good team. There's no way that me at the helm would have been able to get all that done. There's just no way. And then I would have been even more stressed about the fact that we were behind and I didn't know how to do whatever and make those decisions on the fly.
We love Christine. We love Christine.
Hi, Christine.
It was fun. Yeah, I made the lookbook, all that stuff. I was like, I could see it. Yeah. So when I read it, I was like, I see it. I see it. Yeah.
And it's so interesting, like thinking about all the people who I met with or who contacted me to meet with me and like all their different visions. And I loved seeing everybody's spin on it, but there was something about yours that I was like, this feels like the most aligned. And I think you had just so much experience that I was like, you've been doing this for over a decade and you're still here. So why wouldn't I want to pick the person who's like probably already dealt with any situation I could imagine?
Yeah.
It's the reason why we do this pod, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's our therapy, but also it's one of those, it's a free podcast with a chock full of information of shit we went through, what Christine went through, and
Everybody.
crowdfunding.
Our first thing that we ever talked about was crowdfunding.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
When we first started this podcast, it was about a film that had crowdfunded.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was crowdfunding hell. And then, yeah, crowdfunding is the absolute worst. The absolute worst. It doesn't get any
It's
better.
so hard.
It's hard. It only gets worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
terrible.
tough because we live in Los Angeles and there are
Everyone
tons of
is.
people who would be like, I'll do that for free. And
Mhm.
I hate that.
Yeah.
I want people to know that I value their time
Yeah.
and their skill set. Me going into this, I was like, no, because I've done it. I've been on where I've been like, sure, I'll give you my time and whatever for free. And I don't like it. So I was like, I will go through the hell of crowdfunding if it means that I can A, hire a better caliber of person, and B, show people monetarily that like you matter to me.
Because what shortchange them for nothing? Like and that's shitty too, especially like in the future projects of, I don't know, maybe they have something they got in the pipeline and they're thinking about you, but they're like, that pay wasn't great. And all I did was a favor and that was hell. I didn't like it. That's shit I think about when I do favors for other people. I love them. I love my Austin filmmakers. I always will jump in and help them out no matter what. And I still do, but there's definitely moments of certain filmmakers I work with and I'm just like, buddy, I don't want to do this for free again.
Yeah. But you do have to have a good relationship with someone in order to give up your time and your talent for free. And I've just been part of too many projects where at the end of it, I've had to be like, you're doing your job, you're getting paid. And I feel like I've also watched people on the flip side be like, I'm not getting paid. So
why the fuck should I care? Yeah.
Yeah. Crowdfunding it was. That was the only way.
Man.
No, it was a great experience, and I'm really excited. I hope you're happy with how it's turning out.
I am.
I always think that notes means that we're all just excited that it's getting closer to what it's supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
When there's no notes, sometimes it means like it's
That's
beyond
sus.
saving.
Yeah.
It's beyond saving. A lot of times when
Yeah.
I don't give any notes to something, it's because I've been asked to give notes to like stuff that where I'm not in charge of the editing for certain things, and it's a lot of it when I don't have notes is because like it's beyond saving.
Wow.
If I were to give notes, it would be a complete overhaul.
Oh my God, that's like a disappointed dad. You're just like, oh, I'm going to go home and cry. All right, I'll see you later. That's brutal.
Part of the reason I was able to give longer, more specific notes for this second draft that you sent me was because I'd had more time to go through the footage. So I was like, oh, I see why you cut it together this way. And then it was like, okay. And then it was like, all right, what if I really want this moment to be a certain way? Like, what do we actually have to work with? And that was really enlightening. I wanted to go insane because Premiere Pro kept crashing because I wanted to see if I could like cut together a couple of clips, like no sound, nothing. I was like, I just want to see if I put these together, does that work so that I'm not wasting your time doing it? And it kept crashing, and it was like 2 a.m, and I was like, okay, you just need to be done. You just need to be done. But yeah, I'm very excited. I can't wait for the visual editing to be done so we can start layering on the color. And
yes, once you do the sound, I think
it's like a different movie. Yeah.
It's a different thing. Like, I think one of the biggest experience I had, especially when it comes to fantasy horror genre, so much of it is built in sound design. I learned that the most through the process of Urzuli.
Yeah, and Urzuli sound design was awesome. It's really good. Yeah.
Beast in itself. More so than any other genre, in my opinion. It's a whole, you gain so much from just the sound design alone. Yeah.
I think when I saw the first Dune in IMAX when that came out a few years ago, I was like in film nerd heaven. I was like,
dude,
you feel the sound too. It's great.
And the bass bagpipes and stuff.
Yeah.
I was so in it. I was like, I have not felt this way since like Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
I freaking love Dune.
You're in that world because of the sound.
Oh, but Christine, you've never seen Lord of the Rings, have you?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, okay. Yeah. My bad. I'm so sorry. I did not mean it. I'm so sorry. Because I was having a conversation with someone. I thought it was you who said that you didn't watch Lord of the Rings, but you did. You did. You're certified nerd. I apologize.
Freaking love Dune.
Dune Part 2, even like Dune Part 2, like I was so scared with Dune Part 2, but then at the end of it, I felt like I was baptized. It was amazing. Yeah. It was just so great. It was such a journey.
Just take me, worm.
Exactly.
I will go along this ride for as long as you'll have me. Yes.
Yeah. I got to see Dune and had the Q&A.
All right, whatever. Cool. Yeah. DGA theater, DGA flexing over here.
It was the coolest.
Oh, Adam, are you in DGA? Oh, because I saw the movie in DGA, Texas.
I now realize literally how spoiled I am. Experiences. I had to go to a real a few days ago.
I still go.
I was
Babes.
so confused. I was like, wait, I had to buy tickets.
Shut up. Shut up. Oh my God.
What do you mean? What is all this? What,
So they're like
30 minutes.
I'll say, being in Los Angeles, being a plebe, I one time went to the AMC. I don't remember what movie it was for. It was a couple years ago. We walked out of the theater and Ron Howard was there.
wow.
Fuck off. No way.
Yeah. Just there like talking to some people, and we obviously didn't go bother him, but I'm
Uh.
in Los Angeles. So Ron Howard still goes to the AMC. Just saying.
That's
Okay, Adam.
okay. That makes me feel better.
What?
Alamo's expensive, dude. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Alamo Draft House was the only theater that I wanted to go
Me too.
to. Texas.
It's good if you just want two bangs, $1 for dinner and a movie, but it's not really that worth it anymore. Theaters are expensive. They're expensive. Yeah, it's crazy. Good thing though, Christine's in DGA, so she gets free screenings all the time, so she doesn't need to worry about that. Thank God.
Adam, when you're in LA at the same time, we'll go watch something.
You can be a +1.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Adam, you might need to start like taking a shot every time Christine says, "So I did a DGA."
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I love it.
It's
because
funny.
listening to you talk about it is so interesting, and like listening to the last episode where you were talking about like becoming an Academy member. There's so many things in filmmaking, which is why you do this podcast, that you don't know until, and so
Yeah,
it's
I
so
know.
good to listen to someone be like, these are the opportunities that are available to you. This is what you can do once you're part of this group or have worked this amount of things. Like it is valuable and it is good to talk about. So I know I'm
It is
razzing you
great.
for it, but like it is good to hear about.
No,
It's
I razz you
underground
too.
information because I didn't know either.
And you bring in guests because of that too. You got Jim on the pod, and that was like one of the best eps. It was, yeah, it's so fun. It was so fun.
That's all I do when I have friends that I bring to the DJ. I'm like, and here's Jim. Yeah.
There's Jim.
Because he always sits at the same spot.
Yeah.
And he always, because he's retired.
He's old. Yeah. Yeah.
He watches, I swear, he literally watches every single film at the DJ.
That's
I guess
awesome. Well, I would
too. Yeah. And so he watches every single freaking film. Every time I go in there's Jim.
What a legend.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Ugh, same.
Yeah, he's a gaffer for E.T., for Free Willy, for She's All That, for every single freaking film.
Braveheart.
Braveheart.
I mean, incredible.
Yeah.
What
I really hope that you can get Tony, who was our weapons guy on Starflare. He would be so cool to talk
would
to
love
on the
that.
podcast.
I know, he was quite weird when I asked him, though.
I think he seems, because he's a blacksmith and he creates weapons.
Yeah,
I
he's
think
not a
he seems
podcast
like
guy,
he's
probably.
more introverted, but like I would love to hear about. I'm sure he has so many stories.
Yeah,
I mean, he just like casually had
Thor hammer, right?
Just casually had Thor's hammer sit in the back of the shop, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to start working on weapons for the Muppet movie next." And I was like,
That is cool.
"Yeah." The one of the dagger that I used in the film was the same one that Denzel Washington used in Macbeth.
Thick.
So cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really cool. But yeah, it is cool like that you have access to those people who are like, "Yeah, I love film."
Like a lot of armors are introverted, unfortunately. I've met, because armors are part of art department. So most armors that I meet, they're just like, yeah.
We're in our no one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Safe check, man. Hold me. We're going to do safe check now. I'm like, all right, go ahead. Yeah. The armor, at least the armors here in Texas, they're just very, they're to themselves. They're too cool for school, let's just say.
And they don't know it. Which is the
No.
best part about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, his space like has 0 windows, or they're all like blacked out.
Yeah. But
It's like a crack den.
hands were like covered in soot. Like he handed me my bill and I could lift his fingerprints off of it. Like it was incredible. I was like, how did you get here? I want to know how you got here.
We were in there.
I felt like I was in a movie.
Yeah.
So I was like, where am I?
Am I in dungeon? What's happening?
Yeah, it was like it was like a dungeon. It was like in a dungeon, but in LA.
Especially because there were just like a bunch of swords, daggers, full suits of armor. There's
Baldur's
gotta be a
Gate.
jail cell
It's
in here.
awesome.
Yeah.
Viking suits everywhere. It was
Ah,
It was awesome.
that is awesome. Do we need to get out of here soon? Or yeah.
But, no,
She's got all my notes.
I thank you, Laura, for coming and talking about the process and everything, and honestly for just giving me the opportunity as well to direct Starflare. That was like the most fun. And I can't wait for the final thing for everybody to see
Yeah.
the awesomeness of Starflare. And that's with just production. We have a whole other process we can talk about when we get into the actual nitty gritty of post.
I was going to
So,
say, does Laura, if you want to come back after post to hype up Starflare?
Little yap session. I will talk as long as you want me to.
All right.
I'm so grateful that you were part of the team, Christine, and what you brought to it. And like watching the second draft when you would put in like a Christine Chen film, I was like, oh, like I got the little special feels about it. And I really hope that everybody whose name is on it feels the same way about, yes, my name is on this project. And I'm really proud of what I contribute to it. That would make me really happy. You're saying.
So you know what time it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's housekeeping time. It is the GetRealismsPodcast.com. Pick up your books. Pick up your baby books. I don't have my tea. It's in the wash. But we got t-shirts. We got hats. Get tees like those. What Christine has. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. And we got the hats. We got the books. GetRealisms.com. What do you need? What else do you need other than film school all in a book, ladies and gentlemen?
yes,
That's it.
Learn it on the fly. Learn it in real life. Learn it on set. Learn it through your people who are on set. Learn it through our experiences. Ask questions. That's what we're here for, is to tell you what they don't teach you at film school, what you learn when you're actually doing the work on set.
Yeah.
So.
This actually is practical. This is stuff you actually learn on a film set, whereas most film schools, you learn about theory. And can you really take theory onto a film set? I don't think so. It's cool though. It's cool to learn theory, but it's not practical. Thank you so much again, Laura, for coming in. This is so awesome. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you for having me.
I wish I wasn't late.
You were right on
You're
time.
in a blizzard. It's all good.
And no power outage yet. And it's still, I think there's still snow. Yep. Oh, wow. Yeah, there's still some more snow. Anyways, yeah, I'm staying inside.
Yeah, please subscribe to Get Realisms, YouTube, Spotify.
Definitely follow on YouTube too. YouTube, we do these live as well on YouTube. So,
I didn't know that.
So definitely watch it live on YouTube. Subscribe, and that's it. That's it, Christine.
Learn from our mistakes so you can make different ones.
It sucks.
Crowdfunding stinks. And make your mistakes. No, I'm kidding.
You'll learn.
You do learn. You learn from them. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. And that's it for us. Thank you, Instagram. Thank you, Facebook. Bye-bye now.